Hi everyone, welcome. This is a lower body workout with belly dancers in mind. So we're going to be starting off with a little bit of a warm-up and then we're going to be going through 5 different exercises. If you are someone that has knee injuries or a history of lower limb injuries, feel free to either take things slowly or take the modifications that I provide as we go along. So we're going to start off with a squat. If you know that for some reason you can't do a squat, feel free to do whatever else you need to get nice and warm. So just a little body weight squat. Feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Usually they're angled to the corners of the room. Some people feel comfortable with them in parallel, but you need to check that if you do this, your knees don't do this. So your knees are always following with the same direction of your toes. So we're going to come down nice and slow and up, just getting nice and warm. We're keeping our chest relatively lifted, but your butt goes back. It's kind of like you're trying to sit on a chair behind you. We're just going to do 4 more, and then we're changing it up. 3, try a smile on for size if you like as well. 1 more. Okay, we're going to come into a little foot walk out. So you're going to come into releve on one foot and then swap, swap, swap. So we're really just rolling our feet up and down off the floor. We're kind of trying to find our connection with the ground and also really articulate our feet. If you have a mirror in front of you, every now and then just look at your ankles, check that they're not doing this or this, they're staying nice and neutral. And the bounce is allowed. This is kind of like a really slow shimmy, where if you were doing your Egyptian shimmy, you'd be walking your knees backwards and forwards, but we're really changing the weight with this. This is what makes it different, and we're letting ourselves come up and down. Let's do the same thing without the bounce. So one foot comes forward and then the other. Now I talk about this a lot. I want you to think about your weight being in your big toe. That's going to help you keep that ankle nice and neutral and stable. Try a little faster if you like. And if you want, you can always come back to the bounce again. Getting a little warm. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to come for a little hip circle. So you're just drawing a little circle here with your knee, getting into the hips, feeling how the body feels today. Good. All right. We're going to come for a little lunge. Remember, if you are unable to do lunges, you can always opt for squats, or you can just make this really small and slow. We're not going to do too many. So if you need, your mini lunge can look like this. This is totally acceptable if you've got unhappy knees. Otherwise, we're coming down to a 90-degree angle, keeping our upper body really straight, focusing on bending that back knee. We're only going to do 2 more. And then we're going to do the other side. Switch it out, take it back, other leg, down and up. Just warming up the muscles that we want to use soon. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to come to feet hip width apart again, but we're going to take now 1 foot out to the side and we're just going to lift, lower. So I'm trying to keep my pelvis relatively stable and my upper body still. So try to avoid this. We're trying to get into the glutes. Bring it up. We're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. So again, if you're one of those people that has lower limb injuries and the squats and lunges don't feel right, you can always opt for something like this as well. Keep going. We've got 3, 2, 1. We're going to come to the front this time, so foot comes in front. Try to keep your pelvis neutral, abs on, lift up and lower. So this is really slow and controlled. If you want, you can actually play with flexing your foot as you come up, and then it will be more about a stretch in the back of the leg. Just make sure it doesn't feel too intense. You're still going to get that hip flexor and quadricep working. Let's do 1 more and we'll do the other side. Take it out, up. I'm going to start with the point, and then if you want, you go to the flex, and you'll notice I have my hand on my belly. I'm just checking that I'm staying nice and neutral around the pelvis, but you can take your arms somewhere else if you like. Let's do 2 more, and bring it up. Okay, feet are wide. You're going to take a little bit of a swing, release. We're going to move into something called a clockwork lunge. This is not like a traditional lunge. It's a little bit more about actually getting your knees and other joints used to being in anti-anatomical positions. So if you are someone that has knee injuries and this doesn't feel right for you, don't worry, everything after this should feel a lot easier, but you can always opt to go for something like this while we're doing the Clockwork Lunge instead, okay? So you're gonna start with feet in parallel. We're gonna have our toes pointing forward, and we're going to lunge forward. So it's different to your standard lunge. I'm going to go side on. You'll see my back leg actually stays straight, and it's more about putting weight into this front leg, and I'm just bending it, and then I'm going to push off, point the toe, come back. So there's going to be a little moment of challenging our balance as well, so it's really good for our proprioception. We know that we need balance as dancers. So we're going to try this in a few different positions. We're going to try and always keep the toes pointing forward. This will mean there are times where the knee is kind of at a funny angle. We're not putting load on this. We're not having a heavy weight. So this is more to get the body used to being in different positions so it's adaptable, okay? I don't recommend doing this with heavy weight. So we're going to come forward, push off and point, bring it back. Now we're going to come to a 45-degree angle. Toes still point forward. Knee might be in a funny position. Point and come back. We're going to do the same thing to the side. Side, point, come back. We're going to go back at a 45-degree angle. Make sure you've got space behind you. Bend, point. Ooh, that's always a funny one. And come back. Right behind. Bend, point, come back. This shouldn't feel too tough. This is kind of like we're continuing the warm-up. We're going to go back on the other side. Back, point. Ooh, that's my tricky side. Come back. 45, point, come back to the side, point, come back, 45 to the front, point, come back. So if you've got a mirror in front of you, or if you want to film yourself, it's really good, we're going again, to see if that toe is staying pointing forward the whole time. We don't want to be like looking down at the foot, but you can always keep your eyes down, even if you're just keeping your chin up, okay? Point, come back, back again, point, ooh, that was a tough one, come back. So we're kind of thinking of putting 70% of our weight into that foot. And like I say, it's not really a lunge, it's more like a, if I missed a side, I'm going to the side. Point, come back. It's more like just a flexion of the foot that we're putting weight in. Okay, we're going to do one more. This time we're going this way. I'm going to face the side so you can see me side on as well. So again, we're going opposite direction, starting front, point, come back. When this gets really easy, you can always choose to add something to it, like a snake arm while you're there, as long as it doesn't challenge your balance too much. Bring it back, and then forward, push off, back, right back, check that that foot's straight, and come back. Other one, back, woo, bend into it. It's funny how much just changing your position in the room can also affect these things. To the side, point, come back. So now I'm actually looking in a mirror. I can see when my foot is actually not really straight and not pointing straight ahead. So you can check on that yourself. All right, that was our Clockwork Lunge. We're moving on to wall sits. How exciting. This one's going to be a little tougher. So I haven't got a wall behind me, I've got a bar, but you can put yourself up against a wall if you're in a studio, a mirror if your mirror is stable. We need to make sure that our hips, knees, and ankles are going to be at 90-degree angles, okay? So set yourself up against your wall or your bar, and we're just going to sit, and we're going to think happy thoughts. I like you to always check here as well that you're not like this. We've got our feet and hips and knees in a nice neutral line. Sometimes as women in particular, we can get into the habit of doing this. So we want to encourage ourselves to use those muscles to keep everything neutral. And you're going to hold. And you're going to breathe. And if you like, you can do some imaginary knitting while you're here. Distract yourself. If you want to make it harder, you can always put a weight on your thighs, or you can actually put your arms against the wall and bring them up and down while you're here. I'm going to do 3 more of these. I'm starting to sweat. 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring it up. This is often the moment where you actually feel it the most, when you change that position. Shake it out, and we're going to get ready to go again. All right, so a little walk around the room. Get yourself mentally prepared. We're going back for our wall sit. In 3, 2, 1, and go. So this is also often a good option for people with knee pain. Sometimes just staying in a more still position is really nice. Think happy thoughts, smile to yourself, sing to yourself. If you've got music playing in the room, sing along. If you want, we're going to add the arms. I'm going to do 8 this time. 2, keep it up. 3, 4, 5, doing well. 6, if you're not having enough fun, you can stay here longer. 7, one more. 8, and release. Okay, shake it out. Hopefully you're feeling your quads a little bit after that one. We're going to move into our calves. We're going with calf raises. Feet are hip width apart, and you're coming straight up and down. And remember, we're thinking about big toe, big toe. So you can definitely have your hands somewhere for support if you need it. You don't need to be doing it just in space, not holding anything. If you want to challenge yourself, add some arms. Bring it up. And if you want to challenge yourself even more, close your eyes. See how it goes. And if that's too much, you just open them. Big toe. Okay, we're going to do 2 more, and then we're changing it. Last one, and release. So calf raises are super important as dancers, particularly when we want to be doing things like dancing in releve or things like arabesques. So we're going to actually make it a little more dynamic because that is more sport specific for us. So you are going to go step, step, passe. Okay, so in case you're not aware what passe is, we're bringing the foot up to somewhere around the top of the calf. If you want to be really, if you want to make it more challenging, you bring the knee higher. If you want to make it less challenging, you keep it lower. Okay, so this is going to be your option. We're trying to keep that foot in line with the ankle, so it's not in front and it's not behind. Okay, so we're starting with our right foot, and we're going to go step right, step left, passe. But we're going to make it a little bit faster. Same leg, right, left, passe. And again, right, left, passe. That's 3, we're going to do 10. Right, left, passe. That's 4. And again, right, left, passe. We're at 5, we're halfway. Right, left, passe. Maybe you want to add some arms if you're feeling crazy. Right, left, passe. That's 6. Let's go right, left, passe. Let's do 3 more. Right, left, passe. Try and hold that for a second. Right, left, passe. And 2 more. I think I'm giving you extra. 1 more. Right, left, passe. I just get too excited and I want you to keep going. So let's try the other side now. Left foot. So you'll go left, right, passe. Yeah? Let's try that again. Left, right, passe. All right. With the arms if you want. Left, right, passe. And again. Left, right, passe. That is 2. We're going left, right, passe. 3. And again. Left, right, passe. 4. Here we go. Left, right, passe. That's 5. We're halfway. Left, right, passe. By now you might be noticing if one side is trickier than the other. Left, right, passe. We're at 7. 3 more. Left, right, passe. 2 more. Left, right, passe. Last one. Left, right, passe. Okay, that is your calf work. We're going to come down to the ground now to get a little bit more into the glutes. Glutes are so important for our lower body. They're our biggest muscle in our whole body. They're really active actually when we're up on our toes. They help stabilize a lot. And as I've said in previous classes, the glute med is really important for preventing this happening, which can be a big contributor to knee injury. All right, so we're coming down to the ground. Find yourself your little mat. I'm going to have my hand like this, but you actually can choose to come down here just see what feels more comfortable for you. I might alternate between the two. I want you to check that your hip is rolled forward. Sometimes what I see people do is this, and then you're not going to feel it. So you actually want to roll your hip forward. Generally, we're trying to be a straight line with the body stacked, but with this, if you actually tilt forward a bit more, it makes it heavier. So if it's not hard enough, tilt forward. So we're going to flex the foot, push the heel away, lift the leg up and lower. Lift the leg up and lower. This is a really small movement because we're trying to get into the side of the glute. So don't feel like you have to make it huge. Good. Okay, we're halfway, then we're going to change it. So I'm trying to keep all of this upper body still as well, so your core has to be a little active. We've got 2 more. And last one. All right, now we're going to bring it up, and what we're going to do instead, we're going to bring the knee down at an angle, push the heel away. Ooh, there we go. Take it away. Bring it down at an angle, push it away. Down at an angle, push it away. And this often makes the core fight a little more for us not to roll around the place too. Keep it up. We're halfway. Halfway. You're doing so well. Okay, we got 3 more. Keep it up. This is 2 more. You're almost there. Last one. Bam, we have another side. Let's go. All right, sit up. Flex the feet. Ready. Lift first. Lift and lower. So flexing the foot like this helps activate the whole leg. Bring it up. We're halfway. So you can do what I'm doing and have your hand on your hip if you like, just to check that you're not rolling backwards and forwards. We're staying pretty stacked. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And now let's lift it up. Knee comes down at an angle, push it away. And sometimes you'll find between the sides, one side is just less smooth as well. This is how I feel on this side. Try bring it down. Woo. You're halfway, 5 more. I'm sweating, it's happening. Down at an angle, push it up. Down at an angle, push it up. We've got 3 to go. Keep it up. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Last one. Bam! We're going to do 1 more time each side, and then we are done. Look at that. I'm going to do this other option with my hand now. So if you haven't tried this one, you can try it. It's going to make you feel like you're a reclining beach babe. Feet, toes up, and go. Good. So this is one of the ones that's often more like a slow burn. So if you're finding it too easy, you can always do a couple more sets, or you can increase the reps. We're going to do 4 more. And I'm sure there's some of you going, I don't want to increase them at all. So that's good too. Bring it up, knee down, and out. So I'm kind of like carving a zigzag shape here. Bring it up, or half of one. Okay, we're halfway. I'm feeling my glutes, team. How you doing? 3 to go. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. And last one. Bam! Other side. And then we're done. Just like that. Get ready. Sit yourself up. Flex the feet. And go. We're going with our lift. And lower. Think happy thoughts. That's what we're all about. Good. You're halfway. Just like that. You blink and you're halfway. Am I right? Of course. Okay, and then lift it up. Down at an angle, push away. Down at an angle, push away. Kind of like you're sawing something. We're doing a wood chop. Keep going. 5 more. Bam. And now I'm using my hands to support me. So this is also a good option if you feel like you're really wiggling in your upper body. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Last one, last one, last one. And you are done. But we're going to stretch. Lie on your back. We're going to put 1 foot flat on the ground, and we're going to take the other ankle up on top. Sometimes this is already a stretch here. Otherwise, you're going to pick up that lower leg and get into that outside of the hip. This is really good for your piriformis, your tensor fasciae latae, your IT band, everything kind of around this side of the leg, but also quite deep in the butt. We're going to draw a little circle with it now. So we're going to circle closer to the body and away. So it's like the stretch gets deeper and then less. Then change direction. And then swap sides. I know sometimes people can't reach the ground with this stretch, so if you can't, I actually recommend you put a cushion under your head because I really want you to be able to relax. And then little circle. Woo. Usually my other side's tighter, but I'm feeling this today. Change direction. All right, we're going to do our little sciatic floss. So one leg on the ground, and then we go extend gently, take it off. Just a little stretch at the top. And then stretch it up till you feel a little stretch, not too much. Point and flex your toe. So again, very gentle. And then other side. Bring it up. And if you need to do any of these for longer, feel free to do so. And then point and flex the toe, very gentle. We're going to do our femoral glide as well. Let's turn over onto our front. Remember, in our little sphinx position. And you're going to look down and then come up. Remember, very gentle with this. Some people tell me that they only get to like a 20-degree flexion here. That's totally fine. You listen to your body. Other side. And one more here. And we're just going to come up. If you can, we're going to come up into a little plank. If you can't, you're going to stand up for a calf stretch. So we're going to be here, just walking the feet out. So you send one heel away and then the other. And if you can't do this, you're standing and stretching your calf, and I'm going to show you one in a second. Now, if you want, you put one foot on top here. Just stretch it out a little longer. Other side. If you do have really tight calves, we do actually recommend you focus on strengthening. One foot in front, bend the front knee, straighten the back, feel it down the calf. So it's totally fine and valid to do some of these static stretches and these dynamic stretches, but if you're consistently tight, a tight muscle is often a weak muscle, so we want to strengthen it as well. Swap sides. Bend into that front leg. Holding here, try to keep your pelvis neutral. And then give yourself a round of applause for working so hard.